Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew Perry, coming to you live and at you from the busy streets of Brooklyn, New York. I hope everybody had a tremendous Thanksgiving. I know I have. I hope everybody don't stiff themselves too much and stuff like that. Have a lot of food and everything. Probably this is without a shadow of a doubt my favorite holiday of the year. Thanksgiving, and what it leads to next. So it leads to Christmas, and the holiday season is officially here. Officially here. But again, I hope y'all guys had a tremendous Thanksgiving. But I'm here to briefly talk to you what's happening in sports. So the three games have been concluded. We're gonna go right through them real quickly, as it's week number 12 of the National Football League. Three games today. Let's start with the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The Atlanta Falcons towards the end made it interesting, recovering that onside kick, and then in the end, the Falcons do what they always do: lay an egg. You can't take it. Matt Ryan, you cannot take a sack in this situation. You cannot take a sack in this situation. You either got to throw the ball away, and you got to figure out what you're going to do. And he's been holding the ball way too long. The offensive line, and they said it in Mike Tirico said it in the telecast, they are one of the worst offensive line in the National Football League. So I don't know if you give the Saints tremendous credit, but the Saints hold on to win the NFC South for the third straight year, and will be in the playoffs for the third straight year. And the Saints just continue to be a force to be reckoned with. They are second, so most likely they will get a first round bye if the playoffs ended today, and they will be right behind the San Francisco 49ers. As the San Francisco 49ers, as long as they don't lose again, we'll probably get home field. We could probably get home field advantage. Throughout the NFC playoffs. So, and also, I forgot to mention, I should bring this up right now. Once the Thanksgiving is here, is pretty much the second half. It's the second half of the NFL season, which that means we are down the stretch, which also means we start looking at the playoff race, start looking at the scoreboards now, because a couple of teams, especially in the NFC, is going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of teams, but I think the NFC is going to be. I think the NFC, as far as playoff seeding, is going to be set. I think, despite the fact what happened to the Cowboys last night, I'll get to the Cowboys in a second. Despite the fight with the Cowboys, I hope I'm wrong. I don't think they're gonna lose the NFC East. I think Seattle is not gonna blow that fifth seed, so they will stay put in the fifth seed. I think the Vikings will get the final playoff spot. So I think the NFC is not gonna be as wide open as the AFC. As for the AFC, you only got two good. The three best teams right now is New England, Baltimore, and Buffalo. That's it. There's no other team. I'm not taking the Texans seriously. Kansas City has been a disaster. Even though Kansas City is first in the West, they have been a disaster this year. Patrick Mahomes has not been Patrick Mahomes in last year, as you're not expected, and the defense is still the same for Kansas City. The Raiders, I am not taking the Raiders seriously, especially not showing up for that Jets game last week. So I'm not taking that seriously. And the Texans, like I said, the Texans have been up and down. So's the Colts. Please. So the AFC, I expect to be more wide open. And I'm not too sure about the Steelers. Even though Mason Rudolph, to me, has not played well, and that playoff, and that coming up this Sunday. This coming up Sunday is going to be more wide open than you expected. It's going to be the Browns versus the Steelers for the first time in quite a while. That the Steelers and Browns is going to be a huge game, not because of what happened last Thursday, and not because of Myles Garrett, and but because of because of playoff hopefuls. This is for playoff hopefuls. The winner of this game will probably be a playoff team as we know it, And right now, if the playoffs ended today, the Steelers would be in. Shockingly, after all that, and give Mike Tomlin tremendous credit. Mike Tomlin is a heck of a coach. There's no other way. There's no other way to say it. Even though the Steelers has not, even though after they lose Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown, who's went MIA. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the hell happened to Antonio Brown, but that's neither here or there. But anyway, as far as the Cowboys, moving on to the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys they got a lot of work to do. They really have a lot of work to do. You lost to a good team. I know Cowboys gonna be upset that it's Thanksgiving, but to lose in front of millions and millions of people, millions and millions of viewers, who's gonna sit and glue that and sit on that, who's sitting there and eating their Thanksgiving dinner. That's a bad loss. That is a bad loss, no matter how you look at it. No matter how to look at it. And Buffalo is a hell of a team. Buffalo's a hell of a team. They may not have a quarterback, but they still have to. They still figure out the quarterback. But other than that, Buffalo's a hell of a team. Buffalo's much better than what you expected. And the only team that really challenged the Patriots, I will say, in the last few years, to be honest, the only team I will say that would challenge doing it in the Patriots, not the Jets, is the Buffalo Bills. Even though the Buffalo hasn't faced them in a big spot, is the Buffalo Bills has been a tough team. I think to go up against the big bad New England Patriots. Now, as far as the Jason Garrett situation, don't believe nothing that Jerry Jones says, because I don't believe that Jerry Jones is going to say, he's gonna be my coach. I'm not gonna fire him. Wait till the offseason. In other words, he's not gonna fire him right now. If this continues and the Cowboys miss the playoffs, which I think I won't. I don't think they won't. But if the Cowboys miss the playoffs and the Cowboys won't get to the AFC divisional playoff and get to the Super Bowl, whatever the case may be, Jason Garrett is out. Because if you think these owners of the National Football League don't listen to their fans, 85% of them do. So don't be fooled. Okay. Sooner or later, Jason Garrett will know. If this continues, Jason Garrett will no longer. If they continue to play the way they play, Jason Garrett will no longer be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. So. And I'm sorry, you cannot lose. And I'm gonna say this right now: you cannot lead teams like the Jets. You cannot lose. You cannot lay an egg. You cannot lay an egg. You cannot show up. That's unacceptable. That's an unacceptable loss. Buffalo, Buffalo. I'm not gonna say it's a bad loss because they're a good team and they're a winning team, but I could see why it's considered a bad loss. It's a Thanksgiving game. You're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to win that game, point blank, period. And for the Cowboys not to win that game is really, 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 really disappointing. Really, really, really disappointing. Now, furthermore, to me, the best game of the day is the Bears and the Lions. The Lions was leading as many as 10, and the Bears came all the way back to win the game. Kudos for the Bears, but another defeat for the Detroit Lions, and that's how their season is gone. And the Bears' playoff hopes is slightly alive. I want to say it's dead, but it will be soon because I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs this year. And what happened to and let me say this: where's Khalil Mack? What happened to Khalil Mack? Khalil Mack has been quiet this year. He's been very quiet this year. Everybody say he was a great. He's a great player. He's a great player. He's a great player. Great player. But he's been quiet this year. You can't call yourself, to me, you can't call yourself a great player if you can't be quiet. You gotta make some noise no matter what. And for Khalil Mack to be quiet this year, it's really telling. It really is. And Trubisky, in my opinion, is overrated. He's an overrated quarterback. I don't see nothing. When I hear about Mitchell Trubisky, he doesn't excite me, not one bit. He does nothing so far that impressed me. Nothing. The Bears are where they are because of their record. The Bears are not that good this year. They will miss the playoffs along with the Rams. So that's where we are as far as the NFL is concerned. So that's where we are. And the Rebels, if you care about the Egg Bowl, the Rebels lost to Mississippi State in that classic Egg Bowl, and then I get my thoughts on hopefully I will get my thoughts on the Michigan Ohio State game. Now let me just get right into it right away with Michigan Ohio State. I think this game could I think Ohio State is walking into a trap. Be careful. Do not take this. You should never, as a matter of fact, you never take Michigan lightly. Never take Michigan lightly. Michigan, they want to bury you. Michigan want to knock you out of the postseason. Michigan want to knock you out as number one. And that's going to be the biggest motivator. And plus Jim Harbaugh never beat the Buckeyes. So he's going to be motivated more than ever. And this is a game for him because if he don't beat Ohio State, he probably won't get the opportunity to beat Ohio State again. So this is a bigger game for Michigan than Ohio State. But because Mad Dog said it best. Mad Dog Russo said it best, and I agree with him. If Ohio State loses this game, guess what? This game will not affect them at all. It won't affect them not one bit. And for Alabama, this Iron Bowl, you should not take that lightly either. May I remind you, the Chris Davis game, the prayer. Anybody hear that? And when I say prayer, y'all guys know what I'm talking about. Nothing more needs to be said. Okay? Nothing. Enjoy your evening, and I'll talk to you then. See ya.